UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 VG. Need them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, cause they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna hit his ass with his virus. When I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say, all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all to do the sweet. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we tanks. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Come on, West.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Rocking this shit. Yeah.
Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 VG. Need them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, cause they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna hit his ass with his virus. When I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas.
All right, we're going live. All right, clap it up. All right, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. So at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Today is the ISUPK Austin's History Breakdown class. For today's class, we're going to be going over that we are not Africans. The reason why we're going over this is because the majority of people believe, since we call ourselves African Americans, that we are Africans. Because we came from Africa that we are Africans, but we are not Africans. We are two totally different people. And of course, let's break it down. All right. Let me put this on the screen. Boom. All right. So-called blacks are not Africans. What we're going to be going over today is who is Ham in the Bible, right? Because there's three people that we come from, right? Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? Now, we're going to have the difference in culture, meaning like these people have a totally different culture than what black people have. Even us not having the Lord, having our culture, laws, statutes, commandments, and just being here in America, we still even act different than these people, right? Still have a different type of way of living than these people, a different type of morals than these people, right? Things we deemed as like nasty and unclean, they deemed as godly, like they need to do it, right? Okay. And why we was in Africa, that's gonna be the first thing we bring in. Why we was in Africa in the first place. And we claim that we are the children of Israel. People gonna say, then why was y'all in Africa, right? So we're gonna break that down. All right. So this is page 84 and from Babylon to Timbuktu. We're gonna read the second paragraph, right? When it starts with in the year 65 BC, right? So it says in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. Right? Can y'all check the sound real quick? Make sure the sound good.
Yeah, I'll check it on Facebook.
It's good? All right, I'm gonna keep reading. It's good? All right. It says in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian, right, and his son Titus put an end of the Jewish state. What do you mean Jewish state? Meaning the Jews, right? With great slaughter. Wow, after that, the Greco-Roman Empire, they was killing us. They hated the Jews, right? They hated us so much they made us take away our customs and our culture. We circumcised our son on the 8th day. What happened? They kill our child. We had to wear our child around our neck. These are different things. They put pork in our altars, made us sacrifice unto false gods. They made us do all this stuff, right? Now, during the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people, the Jews, right? During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves, black Jews, right? Jews, right? We know the Jews are black. Now, at this time, you had the one people who went to what? The people who went when they fled, they had other people who stayed and fought. When they disobeyed what Christ said do. Christ said do what? When you see these things happening, you flee, right? But these people stayed and fought. They disregarded Christ's orders. They call themselves a Sakari. Right. How ironic, right? They disobeyed Christ's orders, and what happened? They went into what? The Roman slave markets. They had to go fight, and like we see the gladiators and stuff like that, like we brought out like about a couple weeks ago. Now the rest of them, what did what? 1 million of them fled into where? Africa, right? Now let's see. Let's keep getting some more. Now, let me go to the next one on this one. Boom. We're going to read the last paragraph on this, right? These facts have peculiar significance when the presence of Judaism among American Negroes is to be considered, right? Hundreds of thousands of slaves were brought to America from the Western Africa during the days of the traffic, right? We just read, we fled to where? Africa. So he's dwelling amongst who? Africans, right? Now, beginning nearly 400 years ago, how much more Judaism survived among West African Negroes in that earlier time? Meaning what? Like when these people became enslaved, these practices of Judaism, what they call it, stopped. So what does that mean? The people that they took was the Jews. Meaning what? That it wasn't Africans selling Africans, right? It was a group of people selling a whole nother group of people, a whole nother race of people. Why they want to let you believe that it was Africans selling Africans? To make you have that feeling that you can't trust nobody, that you can't even trust your own people. Right. That's embedded in us since we was children. We start saying something about black people, they're gonna be like, well, y'all sold each other.
Right.
Well, black on black crime. That's meant to show that we hate each other, where we can't trust nobody. Which is reason some people just like, I'm my own man. Which is the reason why people don't even want to go underneath nobody, because they can't even trust their own people now from the hands of the white man, right? Because if you can't trust him, I'm not gonna make you trust your people at all, right? Now, it says, as persecuted communities, they were rather more in danger than other Negroes of being raided by war parties and sold as slaves. What it's saying, other Negroes, it's trying to say other dark-skinned people. But we know what it means. It means that these people was being targeted. They was the ones in danger. The Jews who had their law, statute, commandments, those people, those God-chosen people, the people that actually meant something, the people that you had enslaved to build your nation, the same people in Egypt, you one of those people. And that's why they said they was more in danger than everybody else. Why? Because everybody else was kidnapping them and taking them to the white man, selling them to the white man, right? Now, it may be considered certainly that many particularly Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America. How many? And that's just starts on that, right? So that's the brief history of why we was in Africa in the first place. Of course, I could do a whole class on about the practices we did, our law, such commandments being in Africa. It'd be a long class. But we just get that to let you know that we was in Africa. Why? Because we fled. Why? From Roman persecution. You know, Christ was walking the scene. The New Testament was doing the Romans. The Apocrypha was doing the Greeks. You had the Romans. Now we in America is what? The Greco-Roman Empire, right? Now, boom. So the whole premise of today's class is what? We are not Africans. So what does that mean? Why do they say that we are Africans in the first place? Besides us coming from Africa? Because what? Why they believe that Barack Obama was one of us? Well, why they believe that he was black? You said it. Right. They believe he was a Negro because he was black skin, right? So that's the reason why one of the reasons they be like, hey, we got a black man in office, but we know his daddy African. The people we in here know it is. People out there believe that's a black man. They believe who? Bob Marley was a black man because his skin color, but we all know he was a white man, right? So boom. Now on the screen we have. It's gonna pop a little bit for y'all, but on the screen we had the Aborigines, right? People from Australia, right? They was a black skinned people. They're not all people. We don't go around saying that. We don't go around saying they Africans. East Indians, they darker than us. We don't call them Africans, right? We don't be like they are people. We don't say they are people, right? Arabs. That's funny because one thing they try to say, I'm not gonna get too off topic, but you know we start talking about the color of Christ. If they want to be like, well, when they get caught up in lies saying that Christ ain't white, they're gonna be like, well, you know, he was a man of color. Right. He looked like the people in the Middle East. Right. They wouldn't even say us. They're gonna say the people in the Middle East because they do not want to give you what's going to make you strong, right? This is the whole reason why you are African. Because why? Africans are seen what? Dirty. Like even when we was young, right? Now today we became a people who try to call ourselves African, that we come from Africa. We want to go to the motherland so bad. Right? But when we were young, we used to make fun of Africans. You say African booty scratcher. Right. You used to make the language they do, talk about that. Talk about somebody was so dark, he looked like, you know what I mean? And in the spirit, we didn't like them. In the spirit, we didn't get along. Until we get older and they try to push that onto us to accept these people. Right? Now, what was that? Oh, it never changed yet? It's going to pop up a little bit. Should. All right. Give it about like 10 seconds. It changed? All right. All right. This is the origin of the word Africa, right? The origin of the word Africa came from the Romans, who named the area of modern-day North Africa in the honor of victories over Leo. I don't know. Sepolia Africanus, right? Right? A major in the Second Punic War, who conquered Carthage, Ethiopia, and Hannibal, right? It was later referred to by Europeans and white America as the entire African continent. The reason why we have this is up to show you that Africa is a whole entire continent, right? And it was named after somebody, right? So if you at least gonna say we're Africans, you can at least call it about the original name of Africa, right? But boom, now you have Africa, right? people say they're African. Well, what part? Right? It's over like what 50 countries, 52 what countries, right? Which one you from? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm from Ghana. So we're gonna break that down. Why people say they from Ghana? Because Ghana was the west coast of Africa. Right? We just read that what? These people fled to where? The west coast of Africa. See how everything's all you can't hide history. You can't, right? Now, Ham, right? We finna get into who Ham is. Because majority of the Christians, they believe they are Gentiles, right? And if you ask them what Gentiles you are, what nation you are, majority are going to say an African nation. They're not going to say they're God's chosen people. They're going to say they come from Ham. Majority of black people say they come from Ham, right? The white race, I say we come from Ham, but we don't. We're going to read what Ham is. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I didn't write this. This is another record, right? This is what they love going to. They love going to anything but the Bible. Hence why we have this class, why we got to go to everything else to prove what we shouldn't have to do, right? Now, it's Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites, right? What does this mean? He was the father of the Africans.
Right.
Just because you got dark skin or brown skin does not make you the same people. Back then, why do you think when Esau came, right? There was other nations already there. But when Esau came, they came and wrote, they had to record what this man looked like. Why did they have to do that? Because he looked different from everybody else on the earth.
Right.
That's why. Everybody back then was brown skin. We wasn't all about, the white man today made it about color. That's what they did. We was always about race. Like, I'm better than you because of race, not because of the color of your skin. And that's why today all people don't know what they're fighting for. The people who's not in the school, the people who want to speak about so much oppression, they don't know what they're talking about because they make it seem as though we are being hated for our color.
Right.
We are not. We are being hated because they know something that we don't know. That we are the children of God. That's why they hate us, right? Now, boom. All right. This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 6. This to prove what this record was saying. You gonna pull it up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you want? Genesis 10 and 6.
Genesis 10 and 6.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put,
all right,
in Canaan.
Right. So who is Cush? Would be today's so-called Ethiopians.
That's right.
Right. Then who's next? Mizraim. Who is so-called Mizraim today? The Egyptians, right? Then we have what? Food, right? Which is how you say it? Libyans. I'm about to mix them with Libyans, right? Then you have what? Canaan, which was South Africans, right? Now, next slide. This is, now we finna go into more proving that we are not these people. We laid down the foundation. We laid down that we do not come from Ham. Wow, we already last class, we went over Deuteronomy 28, right? Proving that we was the children of Israel. The only way you can do that, the only way you should be able to prove that is by the scripture. Right. If I'm going to prove that I'm the people of God, I'm going to use the records of God.
That's right.
I don't have to go anywhere else to do that, right? I'm going to go through the curses and these prophecies, right? Now, boom, we know we're the children of God. We know that Ham, we do not come from Ham, we come from Shem, right? So let's get into all this. All right. It's on there. This is the black image in the white mind, right? It says in Crania, right? Published in 1844. Morton pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence, which is what? Like archaeology is like the study of like, how to say it? I don't want to say like bones and stuff, but all old artifacts and stuff like that, things they find like that, right? Now, evidence showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes. Boom. Of course, they was not Negroes. Why? Because we celebrate the Passover.
That's right.
Of course, right? Now, and okay, I'm gonna keep going. As abolitionists and colonizationists had maintained, and that in fact, blacks had been relegated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as in modern America, meaning that we wasn't the Egyptians, we was the people that Egypt had in bondage, which further proves what? That we are God's chosen people.
That's right.
And that we are not Africans. Right? We can't be God's chosen people and Africans. It'd be so crazy how people try to mix both of them. Right? You got people claiming Kemet at the same time believe in the Bible. Right? Why? Because they believe that black race is a multitude. We the only people who believe that, while all these Africans don't. They hate us. And we're gonna get that in further lesson. I'm talking about hate us, man. The same hate the white man has for us. All right. Now, this is more. This is the book. It's physical. What is that? Physical. Salaki for these words. Ethnography of the African races, right? By James Caldwell Pritchard says many black Jews settled in Loanga, Congo, where black, like the native Africans, was separate from them. Meaning what? We was dealing in Africa, but we lived different than they did. Right. Why? Because we had a culture the Lord gave into us that we tried to keep, but we couldn't. If it wasn't for our own wickedness, it was from the hands of the other nations oppressing us for being God's chosen people. Now you got to understand, back then, the reason why Jerusalem fell, the reason why we was hated, because of God being God's chosen people, right? So of course, right now we are being hated because of what? God's chosen people. Like, they could have enslaved anybody. It'd have been easier to enslave the damn Chinese people. It'd have been easier to enslave them. They could have enslaved the Arabs and take it instead of doing us, but they chose us because if we in bondage, they will have their kingdom. If we're not in bondage, it's in vain to build what you got, just for God to still be with his people, and they will always rule, right? So boom, I'm gonna read like about the second to last paragraph, right? Many Jews settled in this country who retained their religious rights and the distinct habits which kept them isolated from other nations. Thus separate from the African population, they are black and resemble the other Negroes in every aspect of physical characters, right? So we're saying that we was dwelling amongst this, we was dwelling amongst other black races, but we was what? Different. Right. If we was the same, how come we all wasn't doing the exact same thing? How come we didn't think it was important enough to try to keep our culture? Right? Now, there's another one. Of course, this is only some records. We could go all day proving that we are the children of God. So that we're not Africans, right? Boom. It says the English translator of the History and Description of Africa by Leo Africanus, writing at the commencement of the 17th century, contributed a chapter on the religions of Africa. The religions of Africa. Of course, we don't have a religion, but it's important that it said that. Why? Because people claim they love Africa so much. They said, well, what we need to go back to the religion that Africa was, the spirituality that Africa was doing. Right? Well, what of it? We was in Africa, so you still must be talking about the Bible, because we was in Africa. That was the spirituality we was doing. We was keeping our customs, but it shows these people don't know nothing. They do everything to try to neglect the Bible, not going to the Bible, and it leads them right to it. You doing your history to get away from the Bible leads you right to the Bible. Why? Because Jews is what? A race of people. Like, it don't matter if you believe in the Bible or not, you still a Jew. If you a so-called Negro, you still a Jew. It don't matter. People, they take Jew as
It's like it's cutting back on them. That's it.
Yeah, cause I'm on my what you call it?
Hold on. Hey, Alexis, did what hotspot?
My hotspot.
Everything now.
Did you
All right.
All right, yeah, we back live.
All right, Salaki. All right, we back. All right. The white man, the devil, man. All right.
That's right.
Now, what I was saying, the nation of Jewish stock under a mighty king, right? So I'm gonna keep reading. And some of our modern cosmographers set down a province in those quarters, which they call the land of the Hebrews.
Right.
You can't escape who you are.
That's right.
You could be an African all you want. You could call yourself an African all you want, but you will be a child of God.
Right.
You will be what God wants you to be, called you to be. And how simple can we be to neglect that? You act like if I was an African, I'd be calling myself a child of God. If I was an African, a real African, I'd be the opposite way. I'd be trying to be something that's worth something. Why would I want to be something that's nothing? Right? Now, boom. Where we at? Now this, right? So we fled into the west coast of Africa. It's going to pop up for y'all later, but yeah, I'm showing a map right now, right? So boom. We fled into the west coast of Africa. We established that, right? And we also established that when we talk to any person, they want to do they DNA or what they haplogroup or where they come from. They're like, man, I come from Ghana, right? I come from the west coast. So boom, this is a map right here we have that says what? This is saying the kingdom of Judah, the slave coast.
That's right.
That's it right there. Look, kingdom of Judah, and this is the map the white folks made.
That's right. That's right.
They made this they could know where they was going on during the slave trade. This is the map they used, the universal map they used, because everybody knew who he was.
Right.
And everybody wanted to put us in captivity. Everybody envied us. Why would you envy somebody? Because they are the children of God. That's why you would be mad and want to take off out of every race you could do. You take these people. That's what you did. And the only way they was able to do that because we wasn't serving our God.
That's right.
We tried to, but God demands us being perfect.
Right.
Christ demands us being perfect. You can't just keep half the law, half your culture, and say that you in the truth, that God is with you, right? Now, I got this link I want to show y'all. So log in. All right, and pull it up. Okay, God dang. All right. All right. Shout out to Officer Kanak for the video.
The compound that we are is known as Brazilian barracoon. And barracoon is a Portuguese word meaning slave cell or storehouse where the slaves are being stored. And the compound right now, we have to about 40 rooms in this compound.
Okay, so this is where they kept slaves.
Yes, in the olden days. And that is say each room contains 40 slaves. So this is called cowrie
So they're
shell.
showing right now, they're showing
So
slaves
those
in
are the kind of
Africa. They're showing that
currency
they kept slaves.
our forefathers used.
These are not the same
Now,
people.
this
They
is what they
showing
used to
sold
use
you.
as means of
But
exchange.
when they came, them say they can do business with our father with this kind of money. Right from the war, these were some of the
They
European
sold us for
products
cannon.
that were used in exchange for the slave when they arrived.
40 slaves,
Like, if you
40
give
slaves
one
for an umbrella.
Yeah.
then
God shows them people, 40 of them cost an umbrella.
Okay. Is this one of the
You wanna
rooms
be these
that
people so bad.
40 people?
Yes, yeah.
40 people inside here?
100 slaves for a
We have 40
cannon.
rooms in the compound.
Wow.
This one is called covering yoke.
They over there like it's a museum.
Okay,
like
to join
they
two slaves
having
together by
fun.
the legs.
Them Africans having fun. They putting the things we had on our neck, the yoke of iron
Yeah.
on our neck. And man, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. That's what they do. They mock you. They have fun.
40 human beings inside here.
That's what they kept them at.
Imagine how many human beings possibly have died here. That's the reason when people come, they are telling you are not here to cash fund, but just to pay the people, the pass and first, and those are the items that are showing on the wall. Each go for 10 these are 50 human beings. Look at your back there. This bottle, if you look closely at the body, you see 373. They customized on the body. That's 10 human beings.
They're in the museum right now.
So,
Guys, can you imagine the conditions that the slaves
I hope they
had
have
to
a good
live
time.
in?
Look at the
40
history. He
people
looking at the
in
history
a
of his.
room.
Our
A
history
room that is
was
not even
above
enough for
God's
one
chosen
person.
people.
40 people have to
That's what he's
stay
doing.
inside that room. I can't even begin to imagine how most of them would have felt.
So these are the canon.
Okay.
100, that's 200 slaves.
For this.
Now, see what's on there. Now, boom. Now, also one thing, real quick, for this, I'm already short. We got to understand one thing, that since everybody had a hand in all slavery, right? What does that mean? It wasn't an unorganized event. They kept inventory. They kept inventory of everything because it was a business, right? We have a good business. You got to make sure you keep inventory of everything. Reason slavery is how insurance came. The Jewish man, he made insurance out of it, right? So we as a people think that our history is so hidden that we just gonna stop looking for it, right? When it keeps history of everything, right? It's a slave. There's a database of names they kept of slaves, right? Now, boom, look at the names, right? You have names like Inya, Anya, right? Hanya, right? Hinya, right? Different Inya, right? You see all them suffixes are ya, right? They have a prefix ya. Who get names like that? That's right. That's just on our face right there. That's in the database. They keep records of this stuff. So to say that we just Africans, man. Mm-hmm. We African. You saying you are African is just you dealing with identity crisis and you hate yourself. You willing to do the exact same thing to put yourself underneath the people who hate you. Right. Put yourself under people who hate you, man. I want to be like them so bad. Why? Because when people talk about the sad part about this is, right? They don't even when they call themselves African, they mean the good Africans, right? The Egyptians. That's all they always use. We Africans, they believe they use always the stuff in Egypt. Right. When Egypt had us in bondage. See that? You love your oppressor. You envy them. And you can't even get around it because first you stop loving the white man, then you go into Kidman and start loving the other man who oppressed us. You stop loving America. You think you stop loving America, right? Then you start loving the people America modeled themselves after. Right. That's what you do. You start loving Egypt, right? That's right. Hey, go ahead, sir.
This is super heavy right here because you know when you look under the column where it says origin, it says Ibu. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can bring this out right.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
But under the column where it says Ibu origin, and it says Ibu, and that word Ibu derives from Hebrew, right? And let me. I just want to say this. It says they got them from one of the regions of Ibu. Now, there might be some Africans, a group of Africans that say they're Ibu. Just understand this. Understand that just because a group of people in Africa call themselves Ibu, don't mean everybody over there is a Hebrew or Israelite, right? Because everywhere we are, we're a minority.
Right.
The Lord said He was going to make us. He's going to make us a small number among the heathen,
right?
But I just want to bring that out. But that's super heavy, Chris.
Damn right, sir. Like you were saying, like because that's why most people trying to be Africans. You got people right now, so-called people who teach the truth that worry about people in Africa and not the people over here in the hood.
That's damn right.
They don't do that. They go and spend all their money and go take a trip to Africa. Go help them out. Say these are God's chosen people, man. We know where most of God's chosen people went. You still going over there? Majority of you might, like, we're not saying you might find one, might find two. You trace them down to their father. But the majority of them going to be who? Africans. Right. Majority of them going to be, right? But I could come to America, I go to the hood, I go to the Bronx, I go to Austin, I could find my people. Right. I could find the people who came over here on ships. That's right. Right? Now, it's more. It's just same thing you see. Yalla. Of course, we went like the Hebrew, the Hebrew was like sounds, and then like certain sounds, certain alphabets we have in Hebrew. But you have the Yah, right? You have La. You see, at a certain, of course, through us being entertained with them, we might have certain things we took onto us, right? History's never always black and white. You got to think about how we right now in America. Like we some people know who we Jews in America, right? But we still have what? Might adapt some customs of America. Right? Same thing how we was in Rome. When Christ was coming, we adapted other people's cultures with us, right? But through certain stuff you could find, which is another reason why is you got to dedicate your life of coming into school. And that's the only way that will make you be in the truth. Like, what's the bare minimum? Like, these people, look at their names. They knew what they was. They knew what they was, but they didn't follow after, Christ. They knew they was, and they kept their customs, their statutes, all that stuff, their laws, but that wasn't enough. Because why? Your culture should be bare minimum. Nobody has to fight the Chinese man to do what he want to do what he got to do for his people. Nobody fight that, man. Nobody fight the Arab man. He would rather he go strap a bomb on himself for Allah. And we came and put down the pork. That's all God asked. God ain't answered us, put a bomb on us. We got to put the pork down and look at us. You know what I mean? And we serve the true living God. That's another thing. They willing to go blow themselves up for a rock. In the name of Allah, right? We got to be better than that. All right. Again, when we sold, what it said, they said to be sold. Now you saying you were African, but when the white man was selling us, what he was saying? Negroes. Right. If he took us from Africa, how come he couldn't just say Africans? Right. He could have said that. But it says to be sold, right? Negroes. I had another picture I could find what you were saying. It was like another one that said the Hebrews, right? Right. I had another one like that. I probably could find it. But yeah, I might have to get that one. But they could have easily said Africans, right? So we're gonna prove that again. These are South Carolina slave laws, meaning like the protocol you gotta go for enslaving people, right? Now, it says the term Negro is confined to slave Africans. Why are they saying slave Africans? Who are slave Africans that we just broke down? Was the Jews. It's ancient Berbers, right? And their descendants, right? Meaning that the Jews they took and their descendants. It does not embrace the free inhabitants. Why are they free inhabitants? What makes them free? Makes them free because Americans just don't want to mess with them because they're not God's chosen people. That's what makes them not being able to be messed with, because these are the people that helped America from taking God's chosen people, right? Now, such as the Egyptians, and it's go down talking about other free people who are not all people. So what that means that they couldn't, if they was Africans, they should just went to Africa and find the first person they seen and took them. That's right. But no, they wanted the Jews. I want the Hebrews. I want them hard workers. I want them workers that over there that worked in Egypt. That's who I wanted. And that's how they wanted to go get. Right? And we got to understand that and stop calling ourselves Africans. Because if we're going to get down, Africans, like you said, you just think you want to be the good Africans, the ones the white people tell you about. Right? They don't talk about how the real African culture of these people. Like their culture. Right? Now, before I get into that, I want to get into this. A lot of this stuff is just simple, right? Like I don't know. I was watching the old One West video, right? And sometimes we do too much by trying to explain ourselves too much. Right. And the girl actually, like, a whole life we taught that the Thanksgiving was for the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, right? And she's like, "How you know that's true?" He was talking about how they enslaved the Native Americans, and she said, "How you know that's true?" And he said, "Because Native Americans don't celebrate Thanksgiving." That's it. That's all we should have known. If it's about them making peace, how come Native Americans don't celebrate Thanksgiving? Right. It's the simplicity going over our head. We should have asked them type of questions. So boom, we right here. So now we have Haiti, right? Boom, we supposed to be Africans, right? I'm gonna read what it says. Right? It says Haiti would not be admitted as African Union member state, right? It says May 17, 2016, the African Union Commission informs the public that Haiti would not be admitted as a member state of the African Union at its next summit to be held in Kigali, Rwanda, as erroneously reported by several media outlets, right? It says, according to Article 29.1 of the AU's constitutive act, only African states can join the African Union. So these people understand that what? They are not African.
Right.
Y'all want us to be African so bad. You want us to go there and be Africans. And where are Africans at when we going through oppression?
Right.
Haiti went over there trying to get help by them. They said, nah, you can't join us. We're not going to represent you. Why? Because you're not us.
Right.
So everybody wants to say Haiti. Them Haitis are Africans. Why are you saying Haitis are Africans if Africans are not saying that? When they want to help their people out? No, but they disrespect us. Africans look high. Africans think they are superior than us because we went through what we went through. That's what they did.
Right.
Now, we're going to prove it. They call us Akata. That's what they call us. That's what they call us. The people you want to love so bad, they call us Akata. Now, what's Akata mean, right? It said it means cotton picker, right? In reference to Black Americans who were taken as slaves and shipped to the Americas to work on cotton and other plantations. It is also loosely refers to a wild animal or cat in reference to someone who is uncultured. Right? Now, the slur has been picked up by other Nigerians and West Africans to refer to who? African Americans, which also Akata can mean niggas. That's what they look at it as like.
Right.
That's what they do. So yeah, we are still trying to beat it like these people, still want to help these people, and these people understand that we are not the same. Right. Like, stop begging me for help. Do you not know that I sold your forefathers?
Right.
Like, the irony of us going to, like, we try to escape this. The reason why we say that they all made a Confederate against thee, because we need to. It's not only the white man, it's everybody. It's all the heathen, right? So you leaving the white man, he didn't impress you so much. You leave the white man to go be oppressed by somebody else,
right?
Rather than just going to your culture. Why? Because you'd rather be oppressed by somebody else than change your life.
Right.
You'd rather be a slave than be a free man, right? Because a free man got to work for everything he wants. You'd rather just get stuff from you and get your backs beaten in. You think it's worth getting your back beaten in and somebody feed you rather than you go and get your own fish. That's a sad way we live, man. America done beat us to the dust, man. Now, I did have a movie clip, though. I want to show you this movie clip. Because it shows, watch. So, like, I got to pull it real quick. Some people might have already seen this, though. All right.
I understand. This is not a personal thing. It is something we cannot do it. Thing. It is something. I understand.
So they're not trying to do business with
it, right?
Thing.
It is
right.
something
African.
we cannot do it. Hey, what's my fucking ass man wrong, man? Calm down, man. Just calm down. Sorry. Look, my brother was under the impression that you were going to do some business. Maybe we can just have a seat, have a drink, maybe sit down, have a nice little diatribe, so we can work this out.
But don't take this personally, Romero. It won't work. You do your thing, I do my thing. You know? It won't work. We can't work with Akata.
Akata. What is this Akata shit? Like American? Oh, shit. Cotton picker.
Man. Good night. Now, that's in the movies, man. Like you said, don't take it personal. We can't work with no cotton picker.
Right.
That's what they look at you as, man.
That's right.
When you gonna turn back to your own people? When you gonna turn back to all the cotton pickers?
Right.
We all cotton pickers. Let's just join together. You know what I mean? These people hate you, man. That's why they gotta be destroyed. Right? They gotta be destroyed for that reason. Like, it's not only that's why it's the pride. It's the pride that they think they got away with something. That's what it is. And because they boast about it. Not only did you sell God's chosen people for umbrellas, but now you boast about it. That has only America enslaved, killed 99 million so-called blacks here in America. But you boast about it.
Right.
So much so that you want people to see it. That's why you always bring in what? Slave movies.
That's right.
Remember your place. You was a slave. Right? Now, for that reason, they're going to be humbled. Right now, let's see what else we got. All right, let me get a scripture real quick. Psalm 78 and 51, if I could. This is prove my point. Psalm 78 and verse 51.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 78 and 51.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But made his own people to go forth like sheep.
Psalm 78.
Yeah.
78.
So like 78 and 1.
78 and 51.
51. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 51. And smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chiefs of their strength, and the tabernacles of Ham.
Right. Like that's what we gotta understand. We celebrate the Passover. Right. It was the destruction of Africans, which proves Christ wasn't an African. That Christ wasn't for everybody. Because how can you love everybody and still celebrate a day that was the death of their babies? Mm-hmm. Like you got Africans right now teaching Christ. Why are you teaching Christ? Christ, like we celebrate a day that was for the destruction of your babies, like the killing of your babies. We celebrate that day. You want to go follow Christ? There's a simplicity in everything, man. Stuff don't make sense. Stuff don't make sense when they hide your history, which is the reason why we had to have this class to bring it out. For if they try to deny the Bible, because what? When you start saying you God's chosen people, now the Bible's wrong. Now the Bibles ain't real. The Bible was real when I was in a Christian church. Right. The Bible was real when a white man was God. Oh, now I'm a child of God. Now the Bible been rewritten. Christ is black. The Bible's be rewritten. I can't trust the Bible. See what they do? Either the Bible is false, or you're gonna be under here in that white man's religion. That's your two options. You choose any one of them, I'm gonna start lying to you. Well, the first two already lies, but you get what I'm saying, right? Now, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 2.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 2. Speaking to the children of Israel, and saying to them, I am the Lord your God.
Your God. Not everyone's God. I'm only dealing with you. I'm your power. Right? Keep reading. Verse 3.
And after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein y'all dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Now, this is a whole cut for people who like fake Israelites. They love to say, well, show me the law. Show me the law. This is the law right here. We're not supposed to do things other nations do to serve their gods. They're rituals that they do. Right? Now, we're going to see the rituals and customs of Africa, of Africans that they do, which the Lord tells us to separate from, right? Now, I got a picture up there. This is what they do. This is what they do. So when you call yourself African, make sure you practice this custom. This is what they do for their children. That's what they do right there. See that?
Right.
You want to be African? Make sure you do this. Make sure you take the African's culture. Make sure you eat. Take it all in. This, being an African is more than wearing dashiki. Take this all in. Right. This is the customs. That's how you want to raise your children. Oh, what's the law on sucking? I'm not even gonna say it, man.
Yeah, one cat was arguing with me, and he said they're doing this like drinking the pee and covering it their bodies, right? Like for protection of the sun and hydration.
Right. See, the Lord said, give me that. I'm gonna get this scripture real quick. Give me that scripture that says, it's a lot. I gotta get, because that's they really believe that, and that's what they gotta go do. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 6. That's what they do that for. I'm gonna show you why they do it. Right? They doing it and they really believe it. Not drinking water don't keep you hydrated, but just doing this keep you ready, protection from the sun. Right?
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Right?
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
In the sight of the nations. Your laws and statutes and commandments is your wisdom. Now you see why it's your wisdom.
Right.
Because you never had them somebody come and say, hey, this is how we keep hydrated. You're like, damn, this is how we keep hydrated. Oh, I guess I gotta do this then.
Right.
And this is how we protected from the sun. I guess I gotta do this then. Right? If we never had this, what the Lord gave us, we'd be right there doing the nasty stuff they did, man.
That's right.
Right? But this is what separates us from them. We are like holy people. It's like how we are like men separated from beasts. Only a beast would do this type of stuff,
right.
Man. I feel bad for that damn cow, man.
That's right.
Real talk.
That's damn right.
Look at that, man. Bestiality, man. That's some nasty stuff.
Right.
Man, and he's in his nakedness. Remember that.
Right.
Now, uh-oh. Now y'all gotta get this. They had all this on Black Panther. They love this. They gotta get this though. You want to be African so bad, but I don't see nobody with this on though.
Right.
You might do the ears, but I never see nobody with the mouth like that.
Right.
Come on, man. This is what Africans do.
That's right.
We're not Africans, man. Stop trying to be like Africans, man. Unless you're willing to do this. That's what's wrong with people. We always want to take a culture and don't do nothing of the culture. How about you take your culture and actually do the things of that culture? Right? People, because they know how disgusting Africans is. And these people realize that, man.
Right.
When you gonna realize that these people are meant to be serving you? That's their whole job, is to serve you. And everybody gonna follow God, because this ain't happening no more. My stomach can't handle seeing this in the kingdom.
Right.
So this ain't gonna happen, man. No. It's a good night, man.
The plate in the mouth.
Right.
Just put the food right
Just
here.
put the food right there, man.
Put the food right here.
Good night.
Funny and stuff, but it shows how these people are willing to live their culture and don't care what people think about them.
That's right.
How come we have the best culture in the world and we don't want to do it because we scared what somebody gonna think about it?
Right.
We're not willing to put that in pork because we became ashamed. They making us feel ashamed for putting the pork down. Oh, you don't eat pork? Now you like, damn, man, these people make me feel bad. They don't get mad. They don't get mad when he do stuff like this. Like nobody, like right now with all women, they are taught to have their hair in a certain way. You've seen that with the hair of their women. Their hair, they're like BBs for real. Like,
Right.
And the Lord is not, you can tell by their looks, the Lord is not with them. Right? Now, they don't care about it though. Why are we caring about it? Why are we caring about what God gave us? Why are we caring about what man says and not what God says?
Right.
Right? Let's see, we got some more. Good. It's good. It's wild. Children never experience the sin we experience. So they do the law, statutes, and commandments, and they have no temptations to do because they never known none. Right now, it's hard for us to fight because we done did all these wicked things in the world. We know the knowledge of death, the knowledge of evil now. We taste that. What's the knowledge of evil? Knowing, at first you didn't know the knowledge of evil because you were supposed to stay away from the crack.
Right.
Now you did the crack, now you know what comes with the crack, right? Now you try to change your life, and all you got to think about is the temptations of doing that crack again. Right. Your children never had to experience the crack, the drugs, the other foods. They don't have no temptations. That's why we fight for in the ISUPK. That's what we fight for, right? Let's see what else we got. I think we got about 2 more slides. I think we got 1 more slide. Yep, this is it right here. Boom. It says, Africans cut their female children clitoris off. Good night, man. What is it? Female circumcision? Good night. This is what we got. This is why we go out there and do what we do, man.
Right.
To save our people from falling into stuff like this.
Right.
This is it, man. And if you don't know, go ahead.
And I heard they do this because, like, even Africans I knew in the world, they don't like it to be wet. Like when they have sex, they don't like it to be wet. That's probably because they're natural homosexuals, and you know they're running up in that they're running up in that booty hole, and it's dry, and that's what they want. Right. The vagina to feel like. No, they don't like it wet.
If I could, like what you're saying is heavy because, like they even want their woman to when they get. I seen one video, man. They women when they be about to be married, they got to go have sex with as multiple men as they can to get tested out first. Like all this, they want them to be whores, homosexual. You like them. If you want your woman to sleep with multiple men, you a homosexual yourself, man. Right. That's what you is. It's the same thing, man. You know what I mean? Right. These people out here, man, they got to be stopped. And this is the reason why stuff like this goes on in the world, man. This is crazy. This is the reason why we got to come in here and fight. Because the world will always be mourning if we let everybody else rule. That's right. The Lord gave us the wisdom and knowledge to take care of the world. And that's why we're going to get it, because we're the only people who know how to do it. Right. We have the wisdom and knowledge. Now we are fighting for the resources. That's what Christ is going to give us. And that's why we come over here and try to become that 144. To fight hard. To be the elect. Why? Because when we get the wisdom and knowledge, when Christ give us the resources, we will never be stopped. Right. We'll never be stopped, man. And that's what Adam had. Adam was Lord over everybody. Adam was the man because he had the wisdom and knowledge, but he also had the resources. Right. That's why. Right now we don't have the wisdom and knowledge. And sooner or later, man, God gonna see that we are worthy to get them resources again. Because that's all it was about. We got kicked out the garden. Why? Because we wasn't appreciated of it. Now the whole reason why we're doing this is to show that we are. Now we got to work for it, right? But hey, you know what I mean? Like, my life is just good being here in the truth, man. But if you want to be African, go ahead, cut your children clitoris off, whatever you call it, man. Clitoris off. Go ahead. Make sure you let a cow piss on your head. I mean, hell, what do I know? You know what I mean? What do I know? You want to be like that? I ain't stopping you, man. Just make sure that thing is with you in the last days. That's right. Just make sure being an African saves you when Christ comes. And that's it. That's it. Let me see if I got any more. Let me see. I want to pull that picture. All right. Let me get this real quick. All right. Let me see how I get this picture I said I was going to get for y'all.
What is this?
We get it. Forget it. I'm not gonna get it. It's not letting me get it, but I was just gonna show the image of what we talk about with the Hebrews, how it's getting sold. But you get the point of everything. Man, at this point, if you still think you're African, that's because you want to be. It's because you just like getting cow piss on your head. You know what I mean? That's why. But we want to get the security announcements.
All right, we are the Israelite School. We are the ISUPK. Started out in 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother and sister. There's another 6 months where the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, verses 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asher, 10% of every penny of every increase that the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
We have the Feast of First Fruits. Starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread. Sundown, Saturday, April 23rd. You're going to count 50 days, celebrate the 50th day, which is this Sunday, June 12th, right? We're going to start before sundown. Find us in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 to 22.
Check the Akiyam and check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper at the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. I'll pass the class back over to Priest and Officer Gadiah.
All right, with that, we're going Mijam and stand, face the east. Do the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
All right. Just repeat after me. All right. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamkah, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Matazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Ba'Shemayim, Lathan, Lanawu, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawu, Kawawat Nawu, Kasalak Nawu, Kawawat Nawu, Wala'ah, Tabia Anu, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashanawu, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa'ara, La Wayayum, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. From thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right, sisters, you can sit. We're going to give a credit to the brothers. All right. Men of Israel. Majam Shabbat, Majam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Yahweh Matah. All right, sisters, stand. Majam. Face turn to sisters. All right. Men of Israel, Majam Shabbat, Majam, Barak, Yahweh Shema'atan, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Matah. All right, dismissed.